The afternoon sun streamed through the large windows of the diner, casting a warm glow over the cheerful red checkered tablecloths. The clinking of dishes and cheerful chatter filled the air, creating a cozy atmosphere. Maya, a 22-year-old African-American waitress, moved gracefully between the tables in her light pink dress and white apron. Her smile was genuine as she took orders and refilled coffee cups, embodying the spirit of the diner. "Thanks for the quick service, Maya," a customer called out, flashing her a thumbs up. She returned the gesture with a bright smile, grateful for moments of kindness in her busy day. Despite her dedication, there was a heaviness in her heart as she thought about her struggles. Suddenly, the door swung open with a loud bang, and in walked Marcus, her ex-husband. He wore a gray singlet that showcased his muscular build, and his presence immediately changed the mood. He swaggered over to Maya, eyes glinting with mockery. "Still stuck in this dive? Guess some things never change," he sneered, causing heads to turn. Maya took a deep breath, trying to keep her composure. "I'm doing just fine, Marcus. Please leave." Behind him, Kenji, the powerful Korean Mafia boss, watched silently from a corner booth, intrigued by the unfolding drama. The diner's cheerful ambience quickly shifted as Marcus strode in, a muscular figure in a gray singlet that showcased his build. His confident smirk seemed to demand attention, and the chatter of customers faded as eyes turned toward him. Maya felt a lump form in her throat, bracing herself for the inevitable storm. "Look who it is. The queen of the diner," Marcus called out, his voice dripping with sarcasm. He swaggered over to Maya's station, where she stood frozen, clutching a coffee pot. "Still serving up greasy burgers? I can't believe you're stuck here in this dead-end job. Some things never change, huh?" Maya forced a smile despite the hurt swirling inside her. "I'm happy with what I do, Marcus. Just leave me alone." He laughed loudly, drawing more attention from nearby tables. "Happy? More like pathetic. Why don't you come back to reality? You know you belong with someone who can actually take care of you." In the corner booth, Kenji shifted slightly, his eyes narrowing at Marcus's cruel taunts. The powerful Korean Mafia boss could sense the tension rising and felt a surge of protectiveness for Maya, who was trying to maintain her composure despite the humiliating attack. As Marcus continued his tirade, he suddenly grabbed a plate of food from a nearby table and hurled it across the diner. The splatter of spaghetti and sauce hit the wall, sending gasps rippling through the customers. "Who's hungry now?" he laughed, his voice booming with arrogance. Maya's heart raced as she rushed to clean up the mess, trying to ignore the laughter and whispers surrounding her. She could feel eyes piercing into her, judging her as she wiped the wall, her cheeks burning with embarrassment. "Marcus, stop it," she pleaded, her voice shaky but firm. "Stop what?" "Having fun?" he shot back, tossing a few more fries onto the floor, causing some patrons to flinch in shock. "You're just a poor little waitress. You should be grateful I even came to see you." Customers exchanged uncomfortable glances, unsure whether to intervene or simply watch the chaos unfold. Kenji's expression darkened as he witnessed Marcus's disrespectful behavior escalating. The powerful Mafia boss leaned forward in his booth, ready to put an end to the humiliation. He could no longer remain a silent observer. Maya deserved better than this torment. In a sudden surge of rage, Marcus stepped closer to Maya, his eyes blazing with contempt. "You think you can just stand there and act like you're better than me?" he spat, his voice filled with venom. Before she could react, he leaned forward and deliberately launched a stream of spit at her, the act so low that it silenced the diner. Maya stood frozen in shock, feeling the sting of humiliation wash over her. The laughter around her faded into a haunting silence as she processed what had just happened. Tears threatened to spill from her eyes, but she fought to hold them back, determined not to give him the satisfaction of seeing her cry. "Look at you, Maya. Pathetic," Marcus mocked, crossing his arms as if he had won some twisted victory. Kenji's fists clenched tightly beneath the table as he witnessed the shocking display of cruelty. The powerful Mafia boss couldn't contain his anger any longer. This was unacceptable. He rose from his booth, his imposing figure commanding attention as he made his way toward Marcus. It was time for someone to put an end to this torment and show Maya that she deserved respect. In the midst of the chaos, Kenji remained seated in his corner booth, a mysterious figure shrouded in an air of authority. His well-tailored suit contrasted sharply with the diner's casual atmosphere, and his dark hair was neatly styled, framing a face that seemed both calm and intense. As he observed Marcus's cruel actions, his piercing gaze never wavered, taking in every detail of the unfolding drama. Kenji was known in certain circles as a powerful mafia boss, respected and feared for his influence. The quiet way he watched the scene around him added an unsettling tension to the diner. Customers whispered among themselves, sensing that there was more to Kenji than met the eye, and some even shifted nervously in their seats. Maya, caught in her own turmoil, remained oblivious to Kenji's presence at first. But as Marcus's taunts escalated, Kenji leaned forward slightly, his jaw tightening. The power he held seemed palpable, a silent promise that he would not allow this injustice to continue. With each passing moment, it became clear that something would soon change in the diner. Maya's fate was about to collide with the dark world of the mafia boss watching over her. As Kenji watched Marcus unleash his cruelty on Maya, a mix of emotions surged within him. He felt a deep repulsion at the sight of such blatant disrespect. The way Marcus mocked her, throwing food and verbally attacking her, ignited a burning anger in Kenji's chest. It was hard to believe that someone could stoop so low, especially toward a woman who was clearly trying to do her job with dignity. Yet, amid the chaos, Kenji couldn't help but be impressed by Maya's resilience. Although her face betrayed the hurt she was experiencing, she stood tall, refusing to crumble under Marcus's torment. Her grace and strength in maintaining her composure struck him profoundly. He admired her resolve, even as tears threatened to fall. Kenji marveled at how someone like Maya could shine brightly in such dim circumstances. She was not just a waitress. She was a fighter. His thoughts raced as he contemplated how he might change her situation forever. As the powerful mafia boss positioned himself to intervene, he made a silent pledge. He would ensure that Maya would never have to endure this kind of humiliation again. Kenji could no longer sit idly by as Marcus continued to belittle Maya. With a swift, powerful movement, he stood up from his booth, drawing the attention of everyone in the diner. The atmosphere shifted, whispers quieted, and all eyes turned toward him as he approached Marcus with a purposeful stride. Enough! Kenji's voice rang out like a thunderclap, commanding immediate respect. The tension in the room thickened as he got closer, his presence radiating authority. "You will leave her alone." Marcus scoffed, clearly taken aback by the sudden confrontation. "And who do you think you are?" he shot back, trying to regain control of the situation. "This is none of your business, man." "It became my business the moment I saw you treat her like trash," Kenji replied sharply, his eyes narrowing with intensity. "I'm Kenji, a powerful mafia boss. You have no idea what kind of consequences you'll face if you continue this behavior." The diners watched in awe and fear, sensing the danger in Kenji's words. Marcus's bravado faltered as he realized he was facing someone not to be trifled with. Kenji stood firm, ready to defend Maya and ensure that Marcus understood the seriousness of his actions. Kenji stepped closer to Marcus, his expression unwavering. "You think you can bully her without consequences? I'm Kenji, a powerful mafia boss, and I don't take kindly to men who disrespect women." Marcus let out a harsh laugh, trying to mask his unease. "A mafia boss? Please. You think that intimidates me? This is my ex-wife, and I'll do what I want." Kenji's eyes narrowed as he leaned in slightly. "You may think you're tough, but you have no idea what you're dealing with. In my world, we protect those who cannot protect themselves. If you ever lay a hand on her again, or even speak to her like that, I will make sure you regret it." The confidence in Kenji's tone made the air thick with tension. Customers whispered among themselves, sensing the shift in power dynamics. Marcus's bravado began to fade as he registered the seriousness in Kenji's voice. "Get out of this diner and don't come back," Kenji ordered firmly, his tone leaving no room for argument. The once defiant Marcus hesitated, clearly weighing his options before he finally turned away, realizing he was facing someone far beyond his league. After Marcus stormed out, Kenji turned his attention to Maya, who stood trembling behind the counter, her hands shaking as she wiped away her tears. He approached her slowly, his expression softening. "Are you okay?" he asked gently, concern evident in his voice. Maya took a deep breath, trying to regain her composure. "I will be," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. I didn't expect him to act like that." Kenji nodded, his eyes locking onto hers. "You showed incredible strength today. Not many people could handle that kind of bullying with such grace." A small smile flickered on Maya's face, surprised by his kind words. "Thank you, but it's not easy. Sometimes it feels overwhelming." Kenji frowned slightly. "Bullying is never acceptable, and it makes me sick to see someone treat you that way. Just know that you're not alone in this anymore. You deserve respect and kindness." Maya looked up at him, appreciating the sincerity in his voice. "I appreciate you standing up for me. I didn't know there were people like you out there." "Trust me," Kenji replied, his tone serious yet warm. "I'll always have your back." With that promise lingering in the air, Maya felt a flicker of hope begin to blossom. As Maya took a deep breath, feeling the warmth of Kenji's support, she found herself wanting to share more. "You know, I've been through a lot in my life," she began hesitantly. "Working here keeps me going, but it's not always easy. Sometimes I feel invisible." Kenji nodded, his expression softening. "I understand. My life hasn't been simple either. People often see only the power and money, but they don't know the sacrifices behind it." Maya looked at him curiously. "What kind of sacrifices?" "A lot of loneliness," he admitted, glancing away for a moment. "In my world as a mafia boss, trust is hard to come by. I protect those I care about fiercely, but it comes with its own burdens." She could feel an unexpected connection forming between them, as if they were both navigating their own storms. "It's hard to trust anyone after what I've been through with Marcus," Maya confessed, her voice trembling slightly. Kenji stepped closer, his eyes sincere. "You can trust me, Maya. I'm here for you. You deserve someone who believes in you and values your strength." Her heart swelled as she realized this bond was growing deeper amidst the chaos around them, a bond that hinted at something more profound waiting to unfold. As the days passed, Kenji made it a point to visit the diner more frequently, each time seeking out Maya amidst the bustling lunch crowd. His presence became a comforting routine for her, as he would sit in his usual booth, observing her with a mixture of admiration and interest. With each visit, he revealed small glimpses of his vulnerable side, allowing Maya to see beyond the tough mafia boss persona. "Hey, how's your day going?" Kenji asked one afternoon, leaning back in his seat as Maya brought him his usual coffee. "It's busy, but manageable," she replied with a smile, grateful for his company. "How about you? Any mafia business I should know about?" Kenji chuckled softly. "Just the usual chaos. Sometimes I wish I could trade it all for a simple life like yours." Maya raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "You really think my life is simple?" "In some ways," he said thoughtfully. "You have a strength that I admire. It's refreshing." Their conversations gradually grew deeper as they shared stories and laughter, creating an unspoken bond that hinted at something more profound between them. Maya felt safe with Kenji, and with each interaction, she began to see him not just as a powerful mafia boss, but as someone who understood her struggles and shared her burdens. One rainy afternoon, as the diner buzzed with customers, Kenji and Maya found a quiet moment together. He sat across from her, his usual confident demeanor softened by the intimacy of their growing bond. "You know, sometimes I forget how to let my guard down," Kenji admitted, his voice low as he traced a finger along the rim of his coffee cup. Maya looked up, her heart racing at his vulnerability. "You don't always have to be the tough mafia boss, you know. It's okay to have moments of softness." He smiled gently, his eyes glinting with an emotion she couldn't quite place. "I guess I'm just afraid of what it could mean for us. My world isn't safe. I can't bring that danger into your life." Maya reached across the table, her fingers brushing against his hand. But I want to share that world with you. I've faced my own darkness. You don't have to carry your burdens alone anymore. Their eyes locked, and in that moment, the diner faded away. The tenderness between them deepened into something more profound, igniting a spark of love amidst the chaos surrounding them. Kenji leaned closer, his voice a whisper. Together, we can face anything. As their relationship blossomed, challenges began to emerge from both sides. Marcus, frustrated by his recent humiliation, devised a plan to regain control over Maya. He would often lurk around the diner, making snide comments and trying to intimidate her. "You think you can just move on with your life?" he sneered one afternoon as she served customers. "You'll always be mine." Maya stood her ground, but inside, the fear of Marcus's threats gnawed at her. Meanwhile, Kenji faced his own set of challenges. Rival gangs were becoming increasingly aware of his interest in Maya, seeing her as a potential weakness. One evening, as he met with his associates, one of them warned him, "Boss, you know they're watching you. It won't be long before they try to use her against you." Kenji clenched his jaw, determined not to let anything happen to Maya. "I won't allow that," he replied firmly. "She's under my protection." With these external dangers looming over them, both Maya and Kenji were forced to navigate their growing love amidst the chaos of Marcus's harassment and threats from rival Mafia factions, each determined to shield the other from harm while facing their own fears head-on. As tensions escalated, Kenji found himself increasingly protective of Maya. One evening, while leaving the diner, he noticed Marcus lurking nearby, his eyes filled with malice. "Stay close to me," Kenji instructed Maya, positioning himself between her and her ex-husband. "I won't let him intimidate you." Maya felt a rush of warmth at Kenji's fierce protectiveness. "I appreciate it, but we can't let him win by showing fear," she replied resolutely, finding strength in their unity. In their moments together away from the diner, Kenji began to share small glimpses of his life in the Mafia, offering Maya a sense of security amidst his chaotic world. "You deserve to feel safe," he assured her one evening as they sat together on a quiet rooftop, gazing at the city lights below. "And you need someone who believes in you," Maya responded softly, reaching for his hand. "You're more than just a powerful Mafia boss, you're a good man." In that moment, their connection deepened as they supported each other through their challenges. Kenji realized Maya offered him solace that he had long yearned for, while Maya found courage in his unwavering commitment to protect her. Together, they faced the darkness surrounding them, growing stronger with each challenge they overcame. One evening, as the sun set behind the diner, casting a warm glow over the bustling streets, Kenji and Maya found themselves alone on the rooftop, the city lights twinkling around them. The atmosphere felt charged with emotion, and Kenji turned to Maya, his heart racing. "I know our lives are complicated," he began, his voice steady yet soft. "But I can't imagine my life without you." Maya's breath caught in her throat as she met his intense gaze. "Kenji, you don't have to," he interrupted gently, taking her hands in his. "No, let me finish. You've shown me that there is more to life than power and control. You've brought light into my dark world." With a deep breath, he knelt before her, pulling out a small velvet box from his pocket. "Maya, will you marry me? I want to protect you and build a future together, no matter the challenges we face." Tears filled Maya's eyes as she realized the depth of his commitment. "Yes. Yes, I'll marry you," she exclaimed, joy flooding through her despite the uncertainty surrounding them. In that moment, amidst the chaos of their lives, they solidified their love and commitment to each other, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead together.